So he joins us now. Adam Schefter, welcome to Second Take, because we've been watching you on First Take all morning. This is Second. How you doing?
Yeah, it's good to be on Second Take with you, Brett, Vic, Mark. Happy to be back for another season. Here we go. The madness never ends, and the moves are flying in right now.
Yeah, and we'll obviously allow you to get to your phone if you need it. But of all the cuts that have taken place this morning, one stand out as the biggest surprise to you, Adam?
You know, Vic, I don't know that there's anybody that's a surprise on this day. Like, there are all sorts of names that you hear about, that you think about, like some interesting names. They're more interesting than they are surprising, right? Like Tommy DeVito, Giants quarterback, interesting. Deontay Johnson, Browns receiver, who a couple of years ago was on top of the world as a receiver, interesting. Greg Dulcich, the former Broncos Giants tight end. Little Jordan Humphrey, former Broncos, now Giants receiver. Players like that, right? Like KJ Osborne, just released by the Commanders.
Sure.
So, names like that. That's what we're talking about right now. Now, there might be a surprise at some point today. I don't think there's anything that's surprising, but it's all interesting.
You know, on top of that, Adam, we're trying to pay attention to the Broncos and what's happening there, but we always got an eye on the Shadeur situation. I'm sure you've talked about it a ton already. But what do you think the future after this preseason looks like? Is he just the third guy on the depth chart and they're just going to let him and Dylan Gabriel battle it out, or what?
I think it looks like he's the 5th-round pick as a quarterback. He's going to be kept on the 53-man roster, and he'll have a chance to develop. Like, that's what it looks like right now, which is completely normal. I know they talk about it on First Take and now on Second Take here, but the fact of the matter is, he garners a lot of conversation, a lot of attention, but it's pretty typical. It's pretty normal what is happening with a 5th-round rookie quarterback who's on a roster.
Can you, in your entire time covering the NFL, think about a 5th-round pick that's been talked about more than Shadeur Sanders?
Not initially as a rookie, although, we just got a little bit of breaking news. So,
Okay.
Hold on.
Do your thing.
Do your thing. Yeah,
Do your thing.
We'll talk amongst ourselves.
Yeah, we will.
So when he gets breaking news.
Yeah.
So after you tweet it, are you allowed to tell us what you're tweeting afterwards?
So he's trying to go
Yeah,
through.
I'm gonna have it queued up, and then we're gonna.
Yeah.
Don't talk to him yet. Right now, let him finish his tweet.
Can you say something about me in the tweet?
We can do that. Yeah.
Brett Kane predicted this big time.
Yes,
he knew this was coming a mile away.
What do you guys? Let's.
This I would say right now, so far, this would be the biggest news of the day.
Ooh.
Right now.
Okay.
Like,
Let's.
hold
Hold on.
Can we guess?
Yeah, don't tell us
before
how
you
to look at your
break
feed.
it.
Hang
What
on.
team? What team?
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
All right, let's see here. I'm gonna read.
Cam Ward. Oh, wait. I think Nope.
Well, he hasn't tweeted it yet. It's not out yet. I got Dylan Cook from the Steelers. That's about it.
Okay, hang on. Something to do with
Simmons released.
what is interesting about Tennessee?
I don't know.
Because the
guess they're
Broncos are
going
going
to
with them.
smoke him.
Calvin
Well,
Ridley?
it's now out.
Okay.
Okay.
let's
Okay.
see.
All right. Hit us. What is it?
We're about to see it. He just tweeted it.
Again, I don't know.
Here it is.
But I think in the fantasy football world, it's big,
Okay.
right? In the fantasy football, Tajay Spears going on IR.
Oh,
running back.
Okay, yeah.
So that means that Tony Pollard's the one guy there now is the last man standing.
Wow.
So that becomes interesting.
Odrick estimate to Tennessee. Book it.
You're a fantasy nerd, aren't you, Adam? You like fantasy a lot.
I love fantasy. Love fantasy.
You're really good at your job because when you said this is breaking news and big, that resonates like 1 out of 10 for me, to be honest with you, Adam. But
okay, well, you know what? Vic?
Yeah.
I'll bet you don't play fantasy football.
I don't. You're exactly right. You're
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm your guy for that, Adam.
He'll always say he doesn't do cartoons.
Brett, Mark, you play fantasy football?
I do.
I don't anymore, Adam, because when I'm in Montreal on a Thursday night and forget to set my lineup, I get screwed and I end up losing. You know what I mean? The guy's on a bye and it stinks. Hey, I got a question for you about these hold-ins. I mean, you've got a couple that are done. The McLaurin thing was big. The Hendrickson thing was obviously big, and he just gets $14 million more dollars, and he's right back where he started, I guess, when he turns 31. But my goodness, this Micah Parsons thing has been excruciating for everybody involved. Can it get done? I mean, because if it does, it's got to be like right now.
Well, here's what I would say to everybody. I really thought that Trey Hendrickson and the Bengals were a world apart. And I really thought Terry McLaurin and the Commanders were a world apart. And they all were. And both of those deals got done. So if you're Micah Parsons and the Cowboys, that's what you take some hope in. That even though the two worlds are miles apart, even though the two sides aren't talking, even though the Cowboys haven't offered Micah a deal since late March, early April, even though Micah has issued a public trade request, even though Micah hasn't practiced this summer, even though Micah's back is still tight, even though people are telling me this is Jerry Jones Waterloo, even though the two sides don't like each other, even though they're not close to the agreement, even though all that is going on, the season's getting close. And so sometimes deals get done. But I don't feel that right now with this one. Now, again, McLaurin and Hendrickson changed within 24 hours. And they picked up a lot of momentum. And that could happen at any point here with Micah, at any point. But, again, nothing going on there right now. Nothing.
We were just talking about quarterback situations across the league, especially for some vets. How short or long is the leash for Russell Wilson in New York, considering Jackson Dart played so well in the preseason?
You know, I think it doesn't matter how long it is today. I think it'll be dictated by what Russell Wilson does during the regular season. If he's playing well and they're winning games, he's going to keep playing. If he's struggling and they're not winning, we saw what Jackson Dart can do in the preseason. He played very well. There are people in New York who are anxious to see him. And at some point we may see him. But right now, it's Russell's job. And it's up to him to keep it or to lose it.
Yesterday, the Broncos did make one cut. Audric Estime, running back, was let go. And not many people surprised here. I guess from his resume and what he can do, will he find another team pretty quickly? Will you be surprised if he lands somewhere?
I could see him being claimed on waivers. I could see that happening. But there aren't that many teams that need running backs. So I think it's just as likely, not out of the question, that he can be a practice squad.
Interesting.
Candidate. So we'll see how that works out, right? That's but I think he could get claimed, but I think he'll be a practice squad candidate also.
I just see all these moves going down in the last couple of days, like Amari Cooper back to the Raiders. The Raiders trade for Kenny Pickett because Aiden O'Connell is out. Is this, I guess, Adam, is this a normal thing to have these guys going places late this late in the process before the season begins?
Well, I think that what you're seeing is teams are always adjusting their rosters at this time before the regular season begins at final cutdown day. Where I think there's been a shift in the last few years is instead of teams cutting guys now, bottom of the roster, you're seeing them traded for 7th round picks in 27, 28.
Yep.
Pick flips. So teams know that this team's going to be cutting him. Okay, we'd like him. Rather than us losing him on waivers to the Titans, who have the first waiver claim, we'll flip picks with you, and we'll get that guy. So you're seeing a lot of that right now. I think that's the biggest difference.
Hey, Adam, over in L.A., because you're a fantasy nerd, this would mean a lot to a lot of the fantasy people out there. How much do you trust that Matthew Stafford's actually okay and can get through the season all right?
Well, he's going to be out there opening day, and they think he's going to be okay. But it's a back, and backs are tricky. But he's also going to be, I would imagine, doing what he can on game day to alleviate that pain and soften some of that for a few hours each Sunday. So, look, all I can say is I'm confident he's going to go out there and put himself in position to play. Is he going to hold up the full year? I don't know, but he's going to do what he can to be out there, and he's extraordinarily tough. And he doesn't miss a lot of games. So I think I'm not counting on it, but I would suspect he's going to play more games than he's not.
Adam, have you had a chance to read Seth Wickersham's book yet, Kings? I just finished it.
Not yet, but I'm forward to reading it.
Oh, my God, it's outstanding. There's a chapter in there where he talks to Sean Payton. Sean Payton has this, he comes up with this calculated theorem on how to draft quarterbacks, what he looks for in quarterbacks, and that's how he ended up with Bo Nix. Sophomore season for Bo. Do you think he can exceed what he did as a rookie, or is it going to be tough on him?
No, I think he can exceed what he did as a rookie. I think he'll be that much. He takes it very seriously. He's a worker. He's dedicated to it. People will have the book on him. They'll be able to figure him out a little bit. But no, I feel confident saying Bo, should continue to improve. Yeah.
It's not hard to see though that A lot of people are on the Denver Broncos right now, Adam. I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
people
Yeah, a lot.
are. Yeah, a lot. And I think for good reason, because the defense is going to be killer. They've upgraded the offense. There's no doubt about it. But how much of that is just people being optimistic and jumping on the Cinderella bandwagon? How much of it, when you look from the outside in, is legit these guys can contend for the AFC West?
Well, they have the ingredients. They have a defense. They have a quarterback. We think they're going to be able to run the football. So yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to be able to compete and contend. It doesn't mean they will, but I think they have the type of team that is going to be in position. I like where they're at. We'll see how it works out. Good team, ascending team. They're right. A lot of good players. No reason they can't have a successful season.
Adam Schefter with us. All conversations with Adam are brought to you by Colorado Credit Union. Love where you live, love where you bank. CCU, helping Coloradans achieve their financial goals. Visit ccu.org to learn more. Just a point of clarification, Adam. When the Broncos traded Devon Vele to the New Orleans Saints, it was for the 4th and a 7th round pick. Two things. There was rumors that multiple teams were in on that. Do you know who those teams were, first of all? Second of all, which 4th round pick is it? Is it the Saints? Because I believe they hold 2. Is it the Saints pick or the other 4th round pick?
I don't know which 4th. I know that another team in on it was the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm sure the Vikings made some calls as well. But the Broncos had a lot of interest. And in the end, obviously, Sean has a relationship with
Mickey,
the Saints people.
Yeah.
Yep. And so they can do what they're going to do and go from there. And that's what happened. They trade him to the Saints.
Adam Schefter again with us, as he will be every week moving forward. Now happy to have you back, Adam. One more thing. We were talking about this with Aaron Rodgers in Pittsburgh. What Aaron Rodgers is left, and I know it's the old thing with Mike Tomlin, he's never had a losing season. Like, is this a team Denver should be worried about stealing a wild card spot?
Well, I definitely think they're capable of doing that. They seem to do that every year. They've lost their last 6 playoff games. They're always competing. They're always tough. They're always good, but they're never good enough, or not recent years, to go win a playoff game. And so, am I worried about them for the Broncos? No. But I do think Aaron Rodgers has a point to prove after last year. I think he has a chip on his shoulder. I think he's not ready to have his career end the way that it did last season, though he played better in New York than I think people realize. I think he was pretty good last year, and people are forgetting that. And now he comes in even more motivated on a better team with great coaching, and I think he's going to play well.
I miss your home office, by the way.
Yeah. So how many phones do you have in front of you right now?
I miss the
I got
computer
one
and
on
all
my
the phones.
I'm in a hotel room in New York City, and I'm about to head out of here to go home to go do NFL Live this afternoon and just track all these moves and see what trades are being made.
Yeah, I could tell you're still wearing your makeup because your lips look full.
What would my lip? How would my lips looking full? What would that have anything to do with wearing makeup, Vic?
Well, Adam, I know because I'm in the television business. I know when makeup is worn. You just got out of set, got off studio, so your lips look nice. I'm just giving you a compliment. Nice, plump lips for the show.
That I appreciate, but I'm just curious. Like, they don't touch your lips in makeup, so like,
yeah, but they paint around the lips. They paint around them, and
more
they
pronounced.
Really,
How about?
Yeah, more pronounced lips. Look good.
And I got to be honest with you, Adam. I do my own makeup. Vic does his own makeup. We don't look as good as you.
Yeah, my lips are never that.
Yeah, we're
plump.
never that plump, man. We're never Barbara Hershey and Beaches. We're not like that.
You know what? When I'm at home, when I'm doing TV from home, I never put on any makeup. But when you're in the city and they're everything's there. Like, okay, yeah, you get some powder and some anti-shine on you, right?
Last thing, Adam, this is a great thing from a texter. He said you nailed the Broncos win total last year. So what is it this year?
Did I get it exactly right? I don't remember.
I think you said you said they're going to win around 10 games.
This year, what is the over-under for them this year?
I think it's 9.5.
I thought it was 9.5. Yeah, and you don't have to answer. We can answer this next week. I mean, we still have a week to go before the season begins.
You want to think about it for a week?
Why don't you chew the fat on it for a little while?
Yeah. I really felt last year they would exceed their win total, and they did easily. And I feel good about them, but I think it's a tough schedule. It's a tough conference, tough division, tough everything.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in the team, but there's some tough circumstances. So we'll see how that plays out.
Adam,
I'll give you a total next
Next week.
Tuesday, we have that to look forward to.
All right, let's do it.
Awesome.
Adam, get back on that phone. Always appreciate your time, buddy. Thanks so much.
All right, guys, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Have a
bet.
great day.